Welcome back to another casted game of Age of Empires 4, and we've got a Casper game for you guys today. He's going to be spawning in here on the right-hand side of the map, in the color red, playing as the English. A civilization that we've been seeing a lot of recently. I played some ranked games earlier on today, actually. Now, I don't play the ranked ladder often, but today, I think this is the first time I played it since the new patch, and it was just full of English. Like, the whole ladder is just full of English. This civilization is absolutely busted at the moment, and we've just had round 3 of Golden League results, or not the results, but the civilization bans for round 3. It's only like the top 6 civilization, or the bottom 6 civilizations that can be picked in that round, which is kind of interesting, but English has been banned on every single map for round 3, so that just shows you how good this civilization is at the moment. But on the other side of the map, playing a civilization that is not known for its powerfulness at the moment. Is that how you would say it? I don't think that's how you say it. But it's going to be the Marlians, and it's going to be Dong. I still don't know how to pronounce it. It's the Muslim. It's the Muslim on a Smurf account. So, the Muslim going to be playing the Marlians up against Casper on the English. Now, the Marlians has actually, it's got a lot better since people have been figuring out the meta, especially with this warrior scouts, mass warrior scouts in the feudal age. And we've been seeing a lot of players use these warrior scouts that have received a little bit of a buff in the most recent patch, where they now regenerate their health a little bit faster to get professional scouts and then gather up all of the deer on the map. Now, we are on prairie, which means we've got these little packs of deer, which I think would be a buff to professional scouts, to be honest, because it's gonna make it a lot harder for Casper to camp on these little packs, which means it's easier for the Muslim to go out and just pick up all of the deer and bring them back to the base. But that is if he decides to go for that professional scouts approach. We don't see it all the time, but it's definitely something that we've been seeing a lot more of recently. And with Casper going to be able to age up soon. Question is he going to be going for the Abbey of the Kings? A landmark that we still haven't been seeing too much of. Council Hall is still the landmark of choice for most players. But we're going to have to see. The Muslim is going to be the first one to click up, though. Mansa Quarry here. 6 villagers on that landmark. Quite a fast age up right there. And it is going to be the Council Hall for Casper. 4 villagers, 3 villagers right there on the landmark. Now, interestingly, Casper did actually open up to Scout, which is definitely a curious decision for the English. I mean, the English, obviously, with their farms, they don't need as many sheep. But that's a lot of sheep. He's got 13 sheep right there, 13 sheep there. And then whatever he's had underneath the town center, thought he might be donating some sheep over there to the Muslim, but not going to be the case. But yeah, very interesting there by Casper opening 2 scout. Casper does like his 2 scouts, but definitely an interesting choice with the English. But I mean, Prairie is definitely a nice map to do this. We'll take a look at the Muslim, see how many sheep he's got. So he's just dropped off his sheep. Yeah, he's really not got as many. He's got 9 underneath the town center, but nothing compared to the 26 that the Muslim has. Or that Casper has, sorry. The Muslim going to be scouting out the 3 villagers on the stone here for Casper. Is Casper looking to go for that second town center? I think that might be the case here. It's got to be, right? I mean, what else would you be mining the stone for? And I think I like 2 town centers on this map, because you got to think about it. Your wood line is quite small and quite exposed, so getting down another town center on a good pocket of wood can be really, really nice. And maybe over here, possibly. I mean, it's towards the back of your base, but maybe over here. Here could be nice. I mean, you got the gold, you got some deer, and you get a nice chunk of wood as well. We'll have to see. He's scouted out the full map, so he's going to know exactly where he wants to place his town center. Council is going to be up very, very soon. Look at all the sheep. 26 sheep underneath that town center. Crazy, crazy stuff. And now we do actually see the Muslim is going to be going for those warrior scouts. Already got the 1 out. He's transformed them into warrior scouts. And there's the second one. I think it is going to be professional scouts. We're going to have to see, though. Has yet to drop down a mill so to grab that upgrade. But I'm sure we'll be seeing it very, very... Yeah, there it is. Mill drop down. Professional scouts, I'm sure, is going to be on the way any second now. And we'll keep an eye out here on Casper to see where he drops that second town center. Seems like Casper isn't even going to try to contest any of the deer packs. He's going to be pulling the villagers away right there. I think he's got enough. Yeah, he does have enough stone. Lacking a little bit on the wood front. But he's got all the stone he needs. It means he doesn't have to worry about being prodded at by these warrior scouts. But the Muslim, he knows that Casper wants to go for a second town center. He's just keeping his scouts nearby. He's keeping an eye on what Casper's doing. I think he knows that Casper wants to go over here. So by keeping his warrior scouts here, it's going to make it hard for Casper to push out. Oh, he's going to be moving out now. 10 villagers. That's a lot of villagers. And yeah, this is actually probably a better spot. It's more to the back of the base, which, I mean, you probably want it a bit more forward. But this is a great spot. You got the goals, you got a little bit of wood, you got the deer, stone, berries, and most importantly, the boar. So that's going to be really nice for him there. But at the same time, you've pretty much left all the deer uncontested for the Muslim. I mean, you're going to have these 3. But apart from that, the Muslim should be able to pick up all the deers. And we can see Professional Scouts is 10 seconds away. We've got 6 Warrior Scouts out for the Muslim. 1 more in the queue. We may even be seeing some more come out. But usually 7 is the amount because of deer packs are usually in 7s. So you know, pick up 1 pack, come back home. But we see the Muslim just going to be keep on training these. And these are really cost efficient units. I mean, 90 food right there is really, really nice. Nice pick right there by Casper, taking 1 of them out. That's 90 food gone right there for the Muslim. But these guys are really cheap. And they're a really good tanky... Well, they're not exactly tanky, but they're tanky for their price. So what players do is they mass these up still. I mean, I've seen these get up to like 20 or so. And you mix a few Sofa in there. Mass some archers possibly as well. And it works as a really nice army composition. But the Muslim has Professional Scouts in, yet... Okay, now he's going to be splitting them up. He's going to be focusing down this mining camp for some reason. Interesting choice. Not deciding to pull in any of the deer quite yet. Still got plenty of sheep underneath that town center, though. So not too much of a rush right there. Wheelbarrow also coming in for him. I'm sure with survival techniques to accompany Professional Scouts. I mean, look at this, Casper. He's got sheep for days under here. He's very happy to just sit under there. Few longbow coming out now as well, just to push away those warrior scouts. And what is the plan now for Casper? The Muslim still yet to pick up any deer, I think. Oh, he's looking to pick up this first pack over here. He's going for the snipe. He's sniping the deer carcasses. Or not. Okay. He went in for a little bit of a run. He's trying... Yeah, there we go. He's trying to pick it up. He's trying his best. But I don't think he can. We see Casper just constantly underneath that town center. There we go. The Muslim's got one. But longbow here. Yeah, the Muslim's like, nah. Dip and drop. Or drop and dip. And the Muslim's just going to be running away. He's trying his best to get all the deer. I mean, this is 3 deer to Muslim. Come on. There's deer everywhere on the map you could be picking up. Let Casper have his 3 deer. But Casper is also on that boar. And the macro right now is making me think that Casper's looking towards that castle age now. Doesn't have much on gold though. Does have 200 in the bank, but we do see him running more out there, so I think that might be the play here. But I mean, look at this. The Muslim's already aging up himself. Grand Fulani Corral are going to be coming out. The cow boom is back. We've really seen the Farumba garrison really drop off recently since the nerfs. I think partly due to the Musofadi nerfs as well. This is just such a good landmark now to be making use of. Blacksmith going to get dropped down with that as well. Now, is this where we're going to see the Muslim look to go for the archer plus warrior scout slash sofa composition? Because it's something I've been seeing a lot of recently, and I think it works really, really well. Yeah, we do see now sofas are on the way. Do we have any archery rangers going to get dropped down? Cattle ranchers coming down. And it's just going to be quadruple stable at the moment. Very interesting from the Muslim, going so heavy into cavalry. Let me see those deers very slowly coming underneath this town center. He's got quite a few deer under there now. Still yet to grab survival techniques. Always a nice upgrade to have. Casper now looking to do a little bit of walling. I think he knows what's on the way from the Muslim with the sofa composition. We've also got veterancy upgrades as well as imported armor. Increases the armor by +2 for the sofas. And Casper is going to be aging up with the White Tower. Going to be placing it right behind his town center here. All three of his landmarks very close together here. And interestingly, the Casper's put it behind the base instead of at the front. But I mean, this does secure up this gold mine. And I think that's what he's trying to achieve here. Because this is 8,000 gold right here. You need to keep this safe. So I like what he's done here. Would have been nice if he was at the front of the base with the gold. But, you know, RNG. Casper going to be losing a few of his longbow right now. I think he was just buying time for his villagers to run away. Unfortunately, can't get up that full wall, but manages to wall off, in fact, most of it. So only going to have this little choke point here. Does lose a villager, might lose a second one, does lose a second one. And Sofa's just going to be committing underneath this town center here. Because, I mean, the Muslim's got imported armor, and we can see he's got the +3 range defense right there. He doesn't even have wedge rivets in yet. We can survive quite a long time underneath that town center. Which, I mean, these are Gatling gun town centers as well. Casper gonna have to retreat away with these villagers. Warrior scouts and Sofa gonna be committing underneath this town center. Gonna pick off another villager here. Oh, Casper just managed to save it. But another one pops out and instantly goes down. Casper, he's starting to make knights. Knights can be made from the White Tower. And you got to remember, the White Tower buffs recently made it so this now trains double the speed. So we got knights coming out every 16 seconds. So these knights should be enough to clean this up. We just see there, not enough room for these villagers to hop inside of the town center. Just repairing it, keeping it alive. The knights coming in. They should be able to clean this up. We got only a couple sofas in here. Another villager going to be going down. The Muslim doing a good job just keeping that villager count as close as he possibly can. Another villager going down. Just more and more sofas coming in. I feel like sofas are such a good unit. You got to remember how cheap these guys are as well. Like 120 food, 60 gold. It's so much cheaper than a knight, and yet they still seem to do pretty much the same as a knight. I mean, this is such a bad fight for Casper right here to take. So fortunately for him, he does fall back. Needs to get out a bigger mass, still training up those knights. Luckily for him, we got 31 villagers underneath that town center gathering from those sheep. He's got plenty of food right there, as well as the boar and the couple deer he's got over here. But we just see Casper's really being forced in the base right now. Can't even get up these walls. Sofas are just constantly being trickled into his base. The Muslim, just look at this constant production of sofas right here. And the Muslim's eco behind this is very, very good, because he's got this. This is absolutely huge. I wish we had some sort of like villager equals, because this does not do the Muslim justice up here. Because the Muslim is probably way ahead in economy right now. You got to remember the pit mines. You got the large vein here with all of these houses. You got a second. You got a third, and then you've got all of these cows around here, and relics are going to start to come in soon as well. We can actually have a look at the income per minute. We can see, yeah, the Muslim is just way, way, way ahead. We see he's about 600 gold ahead, 300 food ahead, as well as 300 wood ahead. So he's looking in a great position right now. Crossbow's going to be coming out of Casper to counter these sofas, as these sofas are classed as heavy units. Heavy melee cavalry. But Casper, he's still not looking in a terrible spot. You know, he's the English. And you got the White Tower. You're on 2 town center, and you're slightly ahead on bills. Casper is in no way out of this. He's just got to survive as long as possible, because English late game is just crazy. So, I don't think I need to explain why. We all know English is absolutely busted late game. But it looks like the Muslim's looking to wall himself up now as well. Relic's starting to come in for him. The first one has been picked up. Casper not even going to attempt building any sort of monastery quite yet. Sofa may get another villager kill. And now the Muslim going to be dropping down that second town center. And this means he can stay relatively close to Casper's villager count while still having the cow boom and the pit mines behind this. Crossbowman mass looking pretty decent for Casper. He should be able to one-shot these sofas. White tower under here as well is going to be very, very handy. No sprung placement in yet. Neither network of citadels. The Muslim just looking to try and find some villagers. The crossbow's just going to be chasing them down. Villagers going to be hopping inside of that town center. Knights here to meet them as well. Now Casper going back onto stone. So Casper at this point could be looking for another town center. But he's already up to 70. I feel like this is more going to be for a keep drop. The question is, where is he going to be dropping that keep down? Does also have some knights in the backline here, but 4 knights up against 4 sofas and warrior scouts. The Muslims' army is still going to win here, especially with Casper's knights being relatively low HP. Quick wall coming through from Casper. Crossbowman going to be able to kill all of these sofa here. Does need to do a little bit of micro with them though. He cannot just sit here and take this fight still. He needs to kite with them. He has also got a couple knights coming in as well. Just to tank. Definitely a cost-efficient fight right there for Casper. These sofa do cost a little bit more than the crossbowman. And Villager's going to be able to return back to work here. Knights still being chased by the sofa. We can see here the sofa, 1.73 tiles of movement speed compared to the 1.62 of the knights. So sofa's a little bit faster, and then warrior scouts are a lot faster. They're 1.88. So that means these knights can't really run away from these guys without being prodded. So Casper does lose a couple more knights. Does he actually have a gate? Casper doesn't have a gate. Oh no, he's going to be losing the knights because he doesn't have a gate. Oh, Casper, that feels bad. And the Muslim's still just going for mass cavalry. Finally, he's going to be adding in these archers, and this is the composition I was talking about earlier. The archer plus sofa composition, it just works so nicely. I mean, we don't see many players look to use archers in the Castle Age, because usually they're pretty rubbish. But for the Marlians, it's a whole different story because of poisoned arrows. Poisoned arrows makes archers absolutely amazing. Just such a cheap unit. I mean, look at that. 30 food, 50 wood. And you get like this insane upgrade. Archer deals an additional 3 damage over 6 seconds. I mean, it's huge. And it stacks as well. So it's just such a good unit to have. Especially up against a civilization like the English, which have like spearmen and crossbowmen. The Muslim going to be pressuring Casper here still. Lots of idle villagers. So if it's just going to be committing in here, probably not a fight they want to be taking up against spearmen and crossbowmen. More spearmen still going to be coming out. Not got their veterancy upgrades in quite yet. That is in the queue though. But still, lots of idle time right there. Villagers here on the stone gonna get caught off guard. Casper almost has enough for a keep drop. Question is, where is he going to be placing it? And there we go, 800 stone. I feel like he's got to be placing it maybe up here on this gold. He's still got quite a bit of gold left though, so maybe going to be going for a little bit more of a mid-map position, just to try and stop these aggressive pushes by the Muslim in the center. But the Muslim playing very, very weird right here. Look at this. Stone walls coming up on the side here. Just trying to confine Casper as much as possible. Sofa's still in the base here, getting a couple villager kills. We see the Muslim this game has had 16 villager kills compared to the 1 for Casper. So the Muslim's got to be feeling pretty happy about himself right there. Now we've got 16 villagers being pulled here for the Muslim. We see he's also gathering up a lot of stone. Is this going to be for a keep drop though? He's building another wall, but could be for a keep drop as well. Also stacking up a lot of gold. Have a look at the gold camp right there. It's got 24 villagers on gold right there. And have a look at this. The Muslim doesn't have a single villager on food. And he's getting 1,000 food a minute just from the cattle. That's just how crazy this Malian cow boom is. It's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Look at that. 0 villagers on food. 1,000 gold a minute. 1,000 food a minute, sorry. It's just ridiculous. And with all that food, he's just making so many sofa. And it means he can have all of his villagers on wood. And now this is where he can just spam out these archers. How many archers is he up to? He's up to 15 archers. Hasn't got a very big mass yet. But it's enough to deal with the spearmen. You can see there, one shots the spearman. Can just kite away right there. We see there the poison just doing so much damage to the knight. I mean, look at the poison. It's a good chunk of its health taken right there from just the poison attack. And villagers for Casper. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a lot of army right there. Casper's just like, what is going on with the villagers? Throwing wood at these villagers here. The Muslims' army might be caught off guard here, though. But still, such a big archer mass for the Muslim. You can just one-shot those spearmen. And with the sofa, you can just completely surround these crossbowmen. Such a good fight here for the Muslim. More reinforcements coming in for Casper, though. Archer mass for him. Archer mass for the Muslim looking pretty weak now. But still, the fight's been taken by the sofa. And he should just be able to clean up all of these reinforcements coming in for Casper. The Muslim just taking such good fights right here. And still, look, the food income's just crazy. Finally got some more villagers onto that food. The Muslims also got a couple sacred sites captured. Third one yet to be captured, though. And Sofa are now in the economy. Casper, he's trying to hold on here. But we see the Muslim, he's pretty much caught up in the villager count. And then you're going to add in all of the cows as well, the pit mines, the relics. How many relics does the Muslim have? He has 4 relics. 5th one is definitely going to be tricky for him to get. So I think he's very happy with the 4 he's got. And now Casper's looking to go into Men-at-Arms. Men-at-Arms is an interesting choice up against what the Muslim's making right now. Keep going to be coming in for the Muslim as well on this front line. He's just completely stonewall everything up right now. And this is where he's going to be capturing that sacred site. So now we see he's keeped up, he's walled up everything along here. And this is where he's going to try go for that sacred victory. And now we see actually the Muslim does take the villager lead. He's on 3 town centers now. I mean, and he's going into the Imperial Age. Damn, look at that. Fortress of the... I always say Fortress of the Huntress. It's Fort of the Huntress. Gonna be built here. Gonna just be built in the center. He's already got to keep up, so... Maybe you'd want to build it on a sacred site, but probably this front position is very nice for him. This still looks odd having this so small now. It used to look so intimidating when it was huge. Knights for Casper just going to be dying underneath that keep fire. Boiling oil going to be coming in for him. I think Casper knows that the sacred victory is going to be is what the Muslims trying to go for here. I mean, these stone walls tell it all. These are intimidating walls. Have a look at the spikes on those. I've never noticed. There's some intimidating walls. Oh, the other walls aren't this fancy. Little spikes. I don't know what these things are. Maybe they like to drop oil on or something? It would be cool if a civilization could have walls that fire. I guess that's technically like a stone wall tower. Casper here going to be able to get some villager kills. He loves using his own villagers to kill other villagers. But he seems like he's struggling on wood a little bit. He's still got quite a bit behind the base. But I think he's wanting to maybe do a little bit of a chop through here. I think that might be the case. Trying to go for this southern sacred site. But all of the Imperial upgrades now coming through for the Muslim. All of the elite upgrades, as well as Tithe Barns. Some precision training, as well as Farimba leadership. Increases the Sofa. Oh, Sofa increased the movement speed of nearby infantry by plus 15%. That's pretty good. And it looks like the Muslims is looking to put on some pressure himself as well. Just keep the focus on Casper's base instead of these sacred sites. And here we see the Muslims just going to be walling this up to make sure that Casper can't chop through. But he's already one step ahead, pushing the villagers away back into the keep. Casper doesn't have any stone walls up himself. Biology going to be coming through as well for the Muslim. Just sticking with this archer plus Sofa composition. Man-at-Arms out for Casper. Berkshire Palace coming up behind this. Where is he placing? He's placing it over here. He wants to go for this left-hand side, or the southern side sacred site. But I mean, there's a much bigger issue right now, and that's the 18 Sofa that are in your base. I think your whole economy right now. White Tower is going to be able to help out, but I mean, it really just doesn't do a lot of damage. I mean, look at the armor on these guys. That's plus 8. Well, that's 8 ranged armor. Just the White Tower just really does not do a lot of damage to it. Pikemen are going to be able to do a lot of damage to it, though. Biology about to come in for him, as well as another ranged armor. That's going to be plus. It's going to be 9 ranged armor, as well as Biology giving another. What's that? Yeah, 46 health. I mean, these guys are going to be unkillable. Berkshire, though, look at the range on this guy. I mean, this has been buffed recently as well. So that stone wall gate is going to be focused down. Or it looks like it's going to be the lumber camp now. So, but still, Sofa. I mean, the amount of value that the Muslims getting out of these Sofa, because these guys in reality aren't that expensive. And I mean, the amount of time that he's buying right now, the amount of idle time, and the time that he's buying himself for these sacred sites is absolutely huge. I mean, we can see the Muslims' map control right now. It's just taking over the whole map. He's got stuff everywhere. Dropping keeps on these sacred sites now as well. It's going to be very, very difficult for Casper to try and decap these sacred sites. Enclosures is coming in for him, though. As well as the elite upgrade for the Spearman. And now a bombard as well. Oh no, not the bombard. Not the bombard, Casper. I'm trying to look. Oh god, there we go. Okay, so Casper luckily managed to save that bombard. The Muslim did not have coverage. The viewability of the bombard. Is that what you would say, viewability? I feel like that's not a word. The vision of the bombard. That's the word I'm looking for. It's just mass spearmen out of Casper right here. Villagers going to be trying to go for a keep drop, but unfortunately just getting absolutely massacred right there. 2 of them managed to survive. Actually, there's more under there. There's more. But I mean, we got the Fort of the Huntress right here, as well as a Culverin coming out. Culverin just going to be able to instantly shut down the bombard. And the Sofa is still alive. These guys are so annoying. I mean, they're like knights with extra movement speed. Absolutely crazy, and they're cheaper as well. It's just, these guys are so damn good. I feel like Sofa are low-key overpowered. These raids coming out of the Muslim just so strong. 4 minutes until the sacred site victory is here. Elite upgrades are in for Casper though. You got to remember, the longer this goes for the English, the better it is for him. So if he does manage to decap a sacred site, he'll be looking in a much better position if he can, you know, just sort of stone wall up a little bit. He's got a couple keeps down over here, so the right hand side of the base is looking pretty decent. But I mean, Marlians is still a decent late game civilization. May not be the best. English probably is the best. But the Marlians has got to come close because, I mean, you got, especially with the cow boom, the pit mines, you just have so much population room. And you've also got the trade as well, which the Muslim can always look to go into. We just got mass Culverin, 4 Culverins right here, just taking out this keep. Another Culverin come out, just more Culverins, and another, and there we go, a bombard out of the Muslim. That's what he needs to get rid of this keep. 3 minutes left till that sacred site victory. Casper trying to break through on the northern side here. 1 bombard, not going to be enough to take down this wall. We got 8 villagers here repairing this up, and I think we got Banco repairs in for the Muslim, which means this can just be repaired so damn quickly. Sofa's going to be running in as well, trying to take out that bombard. Going to be unsuccessful though, but then again, they can always just run onto the economy. Bombard and Culverin still firing down on that keep. Sofa just doing so much damage. Casper still trying to break through. Look, I mean, look how quickly this can be repaired up. Luckily for Casper, does have an outpost here with some, I don't know what he's got inside. He's got something inside this. And he's going to be slowly killing those villagers. He's got 2 minutes to break through this wall. He needs another bombard. He's got rams on the way now. Okay, so actually training rams from the White Tower. Never would I thought that I would see this. New addition from the most recent patch where you can train rams now in siege workshops and other buildings like the White Tower, keeps. And it looks like the Muslim's now going to be moving his army up north. Here we see he's got 3 keeps over here, so it's going to still be difficult for Casper to try and decap this site. Villagers just body blocking here, buying as much time as he possibly can. The Muslim only needs to hold on for a minute 30 seconds longer. Casper's villager count also looking a little bit rough right now. But Casper's going to be pushing forward with the ram and the bombard, with a couple spearmen in here as well. For some reason, I don't think this is going to be enough, Casper. Bombard going to get taken out. It's all up to the ram. The ram is the last hope for Casper right here. For some reason, I don't think this is going to be lasting too much longer. Casper's trying his best, just rallying everything to the northern side of the map right now. 50 seconds left. More men-at-arms going to be running in. And I think the Muslims got this. I mean, look at this. The mass Culverin, no chance of Casper's siege making its way through. And there it is. GG's going to get called. Casper doesn't stick out the other 40 seconds till the sacred site victory. He calls the GG. And the game goes over to the Muslim. What a game. I mean, so I think Sofa just busted. Sofa absolutely busted for the Marlians. So, well, if you did enjoy this, please do feel free to leave a like. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.